I'm offering you a choice: the blue pill or the red pill. This is your last chance. After this, no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and you believe whatever you want to believe. If you take the red pill, you stay in style land, and I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. In today's video, everything you know about style is wrong. So in case you're not familiar, those are some lines from Morpheus in the movie The Matrix. In that movie, we see the cultural memes, the red pill and its opposite, the blue pill. The red pill representing harsh reality. And the blue pill, well, this being, just simply accepting whatever life tells us and, being oblivious to the truth. In today's video, I'm going to be laying out some statements, things that many people say, many people believe, but are 100% false. So you ready to go down the rabbit hole? Let's get started. Only shallow, superficial men care about style. Now, I understand why a lot of people say this, because as human beings, it's our character. It is what we do in life, which really, I think, matters more than the way that we dress. Human beings, though, we love shortcuts. We're constantly looking for ways to save energy, to do things quicker. That's why we make snap judgment decisions based on something simple as how somebody looks, because in our minds, we have an idea of what a success looks like. We also have an idea of what a threat looks like. We are always looking for basically someone that's going to try to take something from us. This has enabled us to pass on our genes through generations. Now, for thousands and thousands of years, what we saw a person wearing was a very good indicator of their status in society, how much wealth they had, where they came from. Were they a stranger outside of our tribe? Were they a stranger outside of our country? Were they someone that was a threat? Were they gesturing? So body language, the way someone's dressed, we look at all this and we are still making these snap judgments, which again seem very superficial, but they're hardwired into us. So of course, there are shallow, there are superficial men that care about style. But the guys here on my channel, the ones I'm talking with, I'm trying to help them understand that if you use this to your advantage, you can have opportunities open up to you that would otherwise not be there. What we're leveraging is human bias, and we're using it to our advantage. This is going to give us a couple extra seconds. It's going to protect us from people that would maybe stereotype us as someone that's less competent, as someone that's less intelligent. It's going to give us those few precious seconds to get our point across and for us to come in and do what we want to do to accomplish what we want to accomplish in this life. You have to be rich to dress well. Again, I understand the logic here. When you go out there and you look at clothing, you look at nice shoes, you look at a nice suit, we're talking $1,000 for a suit, a couple $100 for dress shoes. That's only part of the equation. Yes, you can go out there and spend a lot of money on clothing, on style, but you can also get amazing deals if you take the time to educate yourself. I've talked about the style pyramid: fit, function, and fabric. All of those things you can do inexpensively if you know how to do it. The fit of the clothing. Yes, you can take it to a clothier and you can get it adjusted. A tailor would go in, or a seamstress, but you could also maybe ask a friend. You could learn to do some of the work yourself and all of a sudden save a whole lot of money. When it comes down to the function, well, classic suits, they're all over the place. You can go in thrift stores and find them for sometimes a few dollars. When it comes down to the fabric, you know how to look for things on sale, how to spot something when it's of great quality, maybe get it adjusted, maybe get it repaired, so that all of a sudden you're wearing a suit that normally would have cost $1,500, but you're able to put the entire ensemble together for $150. Next up, style is complicated. That's not true. Style is actually incredibly simple. Here's the secret to owning your style: is understand the message you want to send the world. Imagine what your best you is going to look like. How is that man dressing? What type of clothing is he wearing? Really, in detail, envision yourself in 5 years being where you want to be. And how are you going to dress? How are you going to look? If that's difficult for you, simply go grab a magazine, GQ, Esquire, and go through it, find some looks, find some hairstyles, find some clothing that you really like, and simply take a picture or tear it out, keep it, whatever. Basically, you're putting together a vision board. Another option, go watch the movies with well-dressed men. Crazy Stupid Love, The Godfather, Ocean's 11. What you're looking for here is inspiration. Identify a character. You know what? I've got his complexion. I've got his look, and I love the way he pulls off this outfit. Having great style isn't about making thousands of choices. It's about making a few choices for you? What message am I trying to send? What is going to be my go-to uniform? What clothing am I going to default to? Am I going to wear on a daily basis, maybe change up here or there, that I can wear to school, that I can wear to my profession, that I can wear to my office? You can start living up to that vision, that idea. Start heading off in the direction so that you can become the man you know yourself to be. The next false belief is that quality clothing costs more than cheap clothing. And so a lot of people just keep buying cheap clothing. They don't like it, they hate it, they look bad in it, but it's cheap, it's disposable. Here's the truth. The most expensive clothing a man owns is the clothing that he never wears. You should pay more for a piece that you're going to wear again and again versus paying not much for a piece that's going to make you look bad, you're never going to like the way it looks, and you're only going to wear it a couple times. I always talk about the suit and spending $100 on a suit that just makes you look bad, look square, versus $1,000 on a suit that makes you look amazing. That $1,000 suit, you find occasions to wear this. You love the way it looks. You wear that suit over 100 times. The price per wear, $10. This other suit, you wear it 2 times. And both of those times you're embarrassed by the look. You don't really feel comfortable. You feel like you're wearing a costume. The cost per wear of that $100 suit, $50 per wear. Quality clothing in the long term is less expensive than cheap clothing. Cheap shoes, they fall apart. They're glued together. They look worse as time goes on. A quality pair of shoes starts to age really nicely right here on the upper. You take good care of it. Whenever you wear out the sole, guess what? You take it into a cobbler. He rebuilds the sole for a fraction of the price of the shoe. Every time you wear those shoes, they're comfortable. You get compliments. You feel great in them. They build the foundation of your wardrobe. A man should spend less on clothing than a woman. Now, the reality is the women's fashion industry, much bigger than the men's, and probably on average, women do spend a lot more on clothing. But does it need to be that way? You can spend as much as you need to. It really comes down to what is your goal with the clothing. So if you're in sales, if you own your own company, if you're putting yourself out there and you are the face of your business, I do recommend that you spend a lot more on your presentation. Why? Because simply put, you're going to make more money. You're going to be more successful if you look the part of a success. Study after study after study backs this up. In fact, a guy named David Hammermesh over at the University of Texas School of Economics, he talked about this in Beauty Pays, that basically over your lifetime, if you look the part of a success, you look more attractive, you are going to make over $232,000 on average in your career. And again, that's on average. They had some people in the test that were making millions more than their competitors who just didn't care about their appearance, didn't actually know that it mattered that much. If you look like the top dog in your industry, people are going to assume you're the top dog in your industry, and they're going to treat you like the top dog in your industry. Guys, it's all about what people perceive to be the truth and the reality. Now, if you like this video, you're going to love this one in which I talk about the power of the interchangeable wardrobe. If you're not familiar with this concept, you want to check out this video. I will link to it down in the description. And the style pyramid, I mentioned it earlier. If you're not familiar with what it is or you want a refresher, check out this video right here in which I go into detail on the style pyramid.